having a big beard, fulfilling all external ahkam of Sharia. What was lacking? Lacking was just love and adab of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said to Holy Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, ittaqillah, fear from God. He said, I'dil, Ya Rasulullah, do justice. He was sitting in the sitting of Holy Prophet among the companions, having this Islamic dress. Only thing which he lacked was the love of Holy Prophet and extreme reverence for Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Amal were there. Then again, when he left, Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Sayyidina Khalid bin Walid stood up. He said, Ya Rasulullah, ala adribu konukahu? Should I cut his head? Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. In other hadith, Sayyidina Umar RadhiALLAAHU ta'ala stood up and asked, Ya Rasulullah, should I cut his hand and neck? Should I cut his neck? Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. Just be patient. Then he left the sitting, the majlis, the company of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, turning from Holy Prophet. And Holy Prophet said, you see, إِنَّهُ يَخْرُجُ مِنْ ذِئْدِهِ هَذَا قَوْمٌ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ رَتْبًا. There would be people among his followers, they will recite Holy Quran. No, I am telling you the acts and deeds. They will recite Holy Quran. Then Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Umar, when he asked, allow me to cut his head, he said no. Holy Prophet said, Inna lahu muttafaqun alayhi, this hadith. Inna lahu ashaban yahkiru ahadukum salatahu ma salatihim wa siyamahu ma siyamihim. Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he would be having followers and they will be worshippers and they will pray so much that you will feel your prayers little in front of them. You will feel little in your prayers in front of them. They will be having fastings in Ramadan so much that you will feel yourself little in front of their fasting. They will fast more than you fast. They will recite Holy Quran more than you recite, apparently. They will perform the Sharia acts more than you can perform. So we were speaking on the subject of al-amal. In amal, they will exceed your limits. In amal, they would exceed your limits. But what would happen? Yamrukuna min ad-deen kama yamruku sahma min ar-ramiyya. They will go out of the ambit of Islam. And there would be no drop of iman would remain in their heart. They will totally emptied from iman. So the basic thing which has become clear, let me quote the reference. Hadith is muttafaq alayh. It is in Kitabul Maghazi of Sahih Bukhari. And hadith number is 4094. And Sahih Muslim Kitabul Zakat, Babu Zikr al-Khawarij, hadith number is 1064. I have written a full book on, collected all these hadiths in one book, Al-Intibah lil Khawarij wal Harura. The full book where I have collected and compiled possibly all hadiths on this particular subject in one book, Al-Intibah. It is available there. So this is many hadiths in the same subject are muttafaq alayh. These have been reported by Imam Bukhari, reported by Imam Muslim, reported by Imam Tirmizi, reported by Nasai, reported by Ibn Majah, reported by all Aimma of hadith. This is one aspect which we were telling, aspect of amal. That in amal, they will cross the limits, even the limits of companions. But in spite of the plenty of amal which they would perform, The amal, the basic thing which I want to explain, the amal would not, the amal and kasratul amal would not be able to protect their iman. Or kasratul amal, a large number of all these amal, good acts and deeds, they would not be able to create a state of iman in their heart. Why? Because their heart would be empty from the love and respect and reverence of Holy Prophet. This is one aspect. Now, in comparative study, we are coming to other aspect. And that hadith which I am going to quote is again reported by Imam Bukhari in Sahih. There was a person, yuqalu lahu himar. I don't translate it. He used to sit in the company of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a drinker. He drank and he was punished. Executed had of drinking. He drank again, so again the had of drinking was executed on him. He did it twice or thrice. He was punished every time. Holy Prophet ﷺ was sitting inside in his house. And this was a company, a circle of companions. They were talking about that man. And they cursed him, blamed him and cursed him. They said, La'anallahu alayhi. Allah's curse be on him, that he has been given the punishment again and again, and still he is not stopping from this bad habit. He is repeating the same in spite of these execution of hadds. Holy Prophet ﷺ all of a sudden came out. He heard the companions that they were cursing him, saying la'ana on him. Holy Prophet ﷺ stopped them there and then and said, Holy Prophet said, don't curse him. Innahu yuhibbullah wa rasulah. He loves Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this was the habit of Holy Prophet. Whenever he used to speak about himself, he combined the name of Allah. Yuhibbullah wa rasulah. And the same was habit of Allah. Whenever he wanted to speak about himself, except ibadah, he always connected Holy Prophet's name with him. Some people exceeded the limits of amal. They performed their slaughter of sacrificial animals, or they spoke or they fasted before Holy Prophet did. So they did something before Holy Prophet did. Almighty Allah wanted to stop them. He said, La tuqaddimu bayna yadayi Allahi wa rasulih. Don't exceed, don't perform the acts before Allah and Holy Prophet. So he always put Prophet's name with him, and Holy Prophet used to put Allah's name before his name. Meaning was same. Holy Prophet said, he loves Allah and his Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The question arrived, why, how? He was a drinker. And the execution of punishment, execution of drinking was being awarded again and again on him. In spite of this big crime, big sin, why Holy Prophet ﷺ said that in his heart there is love of Holy Prophet and Allah. Why? The A'immatul Hadith and Muhaddiseen and Sharihin, Allama Ibn Taymiyyah, he has mentioned this hadith repeatedly in his books to establish the fact that love is something different than amal. The same theory, the same philosophy, the same aqeedah, the same concept which I am explaining, Allama Ibn Taymiyyah has elaborated it again and again in his various books, and he repeatedly has quoted this hadith of Imam Bukhari and derived the meanings which I am deriving for you. Why Holy Prophet said to that drinker, that he loves Allah and His Holy Prophet. So it is explained, the reason has been explained. The reason was that what did he used to do in company of Holy Prophet? He used to sit in his Holy Prophet's company in a sitting. And he used to see that everybody who was coming, everybody who was sitting there, he used to place his own problem, personal problem in front of Holy Prophet always. Everybody was talking about his problems. Somebody comes and he talks about his family problem. Somebody talks about his wife. Some lady comes, talks about his husband. Somebody comes and talks about his children. Somebody talks about his economic condition. Somebody talks about various problems of their own, their family, their personal lives. Everybody was coming and talking about the problems. And Holy Prophet ﷺ was always sitting there to solve, giving them hearing and solving their problems. He was taking their pains away with his da'wat, with his supplications. So he used to see that everybody is concerned about his own problem. And he is taking the pains of others. And nobody is thinking to remove the pains of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is getting tired, giving a long sitting to his companions, to the people, to the mankind. Azizun alayhi ma anittum harisun alaykum bil mu'minina raufur rahim. Nobody is considering about his health, his state of health, his tiredness, his tension, maybe if he gets. Nobody thinks about that. So what he used to do, after every 10-20 minutes, he used to say some joke, do some joke, just to make Holy Prophet ﷺ laugh. This was his only act of Iman. He just spoke some joke, he narrated some joke after every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and he used to make Holy Prophet ﷺ laugh. And when he joked, Holy Prophet listened to him and he smiled and he laughed. And with this laugh, act of laugh, he thought as if he has removed the tense of Holy Prophet ﷺ, worries of Holy Prophet ﷺ. So this act of narration of joke to make Holy Prophet ﷺ laugh, this act was neither a prayer, nor the fasting, nor the Hajj, nor act of charity, nor sadaqah, nor nafl, nor tahajjud. This was just an act which indicated that he loves Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he is only concerned with his health. He is only concerned with his worries. And he wants to make him happy. He wants to see him pleased. And he wants to see him light. Just this was the act which became the evidence of love in his heart. So Holy Prophet said, don't curse him because he has love of Allah and Prophet in his heart. On the one hand, there are lots of amal, ibadat, ahkam sharia, following of sharia. Even then, they are empty of iman. And here, a person who lacks the basic requirements of the ahkam of sharia, he is very weak in performance, in acting upon sharia, very weak. But he has a love of Holy Prophet ﷺ, love in his heart. So he is being declared as mu'min, and they are being declared as mulhid and out of the ambit of Islam. Munafiqeen, mulhideen and khawarij. And Holy Prophet said, فَقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ وَجَدتُّمُوهُ. So this is the comparison of muhabbah and amal, hubb and amal, love and the act. Act is like, hubb is like the seed. Love is like the stem of a tree, tree of iman. Love is like the basic tree, basic stem, or you can say the seed. And al-amalu salihah, these are like the fruit which comes on the branches. If you bear al-amalu salihah and taqwa and ibadah, if you bear al-amalu salihah, the pious acts and deeds, it means your tree of Iman is bearing the fruit. It has become beneficial. The people are getting benefit from the tree of Iman. So your Iman has become perfect. You understand the point? But, for example, take this thing that if there is the tree this year is not bearing the fruit, is fruitless. If it is not bearing the fruit, even then, would tree exist or not? Would the tree exist or not? If fruit does not exist, even then the tree exists. And if the stem of tree is cut down, it is burned, the roots are burned, roots, then the tree has gone. Never fruit would become, never any fruit will come on the branches. So fruits are like the amal as-salihah. If they come, so it becomes the tree is perfect, giving the fruit and the people are benefiting from it. And if the fruits are not there, it means it is incomplete and imperfect, but still existence of tree cannot be denied. Love means the basic tree of Iman. And al-amalu salihah is the fruit which appears on the branches. With amal, the tree of Iman becomes perfect. And if there are weakness in amal, even then the tree does exist. If it is not bearing the fruit this year, it may bear next year. And if the tree or the roots are burnt, then never the fruit is going to come on the branches. So the basic concept, that's why Holy Prophet said here that the ahabbiyah of Holy Prophet this is the Iman. This is the basis of Iman. Now, next hadith, halawatul Iman. Again reported by Sayyidina Anas RadhiALLAAHU ta'ala anhu, anin Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qal, Thalasun man kunna fihi wajada halawatal iman, an yakuna Allahu wa rasuluhu ahabba ilayhi mimma siwahuma, wa an yuhibba al-mar'a la yuhibbuhu illa lillah, wa an yakraha an ya'uda fil kufr, kama yakrahu an yukzafa fin nar. The next hadith is explaining the halawatul Iman, sweetness of Iman, narrated Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever possesses the following three qualities, only he will have the sweetness of faith. Only he will taste yazuku halawatul iman fi riwayatina ukhra. Only he would taste the sweetness and delight of Iman if he possesses the following three qualities. Which are these three qualities which are known to be the sweetness of Iman? One is the one to whom Allah and His Messenger become dearer than anything else in this world. And the words have been used, mimma siwahuma. They both, the word is, just I want you to concentrate on the word huma. They both, Allah and His Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then He says, siwahuma. They both should be dearer to Him than everything else in this world. First. And the second, He said, who loves a person and he loves him just for the sake of Allah. And the third quality, who hates to revert to kufr and disbelief as he hates to be thrown into the fire. This is love of Iman. And hatred of kufr, hatred of disbelief. If a man possesses these three qualities, only he would be able to taste the sweetness of Iman. The first thing which is very important is the word Huma. Almighty Allah has used the zamir of two. This is personal noun, zamir. But Huma means this personal noun of tasniya for two, used for Holy Prophet and Almighty Allah together. This is not permissible for anybody else other than Prophet with Allah. This negates the concept of similarity. Nobody is similar to Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is Khaliq, the creator. We are his slaves and servants. This is not against the etiquettes of divine statements that a slave, name of a slave is mentioned in togetherness with the name of this Lord. The Lord, the master and the slave, they are never mentioned together and said both. Almighty Allah never mentions his name together with the name of any of his slaves, any of his servants. He always segregates and separates the nouns and personal nouns for himself and for the slaves and servants and for the ibad. Except for Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a great classical point to be understood. Literal, classical point. He did not say here, in Quran he stated as Habba ilaykum min Allahi wa rasulih. But here in mentioning the personal noun, he has combined both in one word. That these both should be dearer to him than anything of this world. So it means that putting together in one word, mentioning together in the form of one zamir, mentioning Allah and his messenger, mentioning Allah and his Rasul together in the form of one zamir, zamir of tasniya. This is only permissible for Allah and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not for anybody else. Here lies the secret of Huma. In the same way as Almighty Allah stated in Holy Quran, Almighty Allah reveals his blessings on mu'mineen, reveals his salat on mu'mineen. It is stated in Holy Quran, Huwallazi yusalli alaykum wa malaikatuhu liyukhrijakum min az-zulumati ila an-nur. It is Allah who reveals his blessings. Yusalli, sigha lil wahid. Allah reveals and sends his blessings on you. Wa malaikatuhu, wa atifa. And then he mentioned the malaika, the angels, separately. It means, huwa yusalli alaykum wa malaikatuhu yusalluna alaykum. Hadha al-ibara taqdiriyya. And he says, yusalli alaykum. This is for singular. Singular verb. Singular tense. That it is he who sends his blessings on you. And of course his angels also send the blessings or pray for you. لِيُخْرِجَكُم مِّنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. He separates. Now, this is for the mu'mineen, for the faithful. He has kept the angels separate from his act. Because he is mentioning the faithfuls, mu'mineen. And when comes the aspect of mentioning of his beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, Inna Allah وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ brings the angels before the verb. When he mentions the mu'mineen, he places the verb, singular verb, before and brings the world of angels afterward to separate and segregate the both. He doesn't want himself and the angels to be declared as both. He doesn't want to put himself with angels together. He has separated, segregated. But when comes the concept of the blessings on his beloved Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he changes the way. He says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu. Here is waw al-musharrika. There was the waw al-atifa. Here is musharrika lit-tashriq. He says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu. He puts the angels together with him. Indeed, Allah and his angels, yusalluna ala nabi. Together they send the salawat on my beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He joins them in this verb for Holy Prophet. And he separates them from the verb for the mu'mineen. This is a special privilege given to Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And nobody else in this world possesses this kind of privilege. So here he says, Ahabba ilayya mimma siwahuma. The both, yani Allah and Prophet, they both should be dearer to him than anything else of the world. So the way of saying indicates that how closer he wants to be his beloved Prophet with him. How closer and nearer and dearer he thinks him with him to him. So he mentions his name and says the both. He puts his name together and we are here to separate them. To protect Tawheed, we are always trying to separate them. For the safeguard of so-called Tawheed, we are always worried for separating them, for differentiating them, for segregating them, making them apart, departing them. This is our Tawheed, and that is Allah's Tawheed, that he always puts his beloved's name with him, and he puts in Huma. He always puts his name with him. This is the love of Holy Prophet ﷺ and Allah together. Through this verse, three qualities have been mentioned. And under the first quality, it has been said that the love of both, yani Allah and his Prophet, both should be dearer to him than anything else in this world. This is the first quality, one. Quality number one. It means that if this aspect has been made the first quality, it means that love of Allah and love of the Messenger is one and the same. Now this is the next point. Love of Allah is not different than love of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And love of the Messenger is not something different from the love of Allah. In words, these are two different things. But in meanings, love of Allah and love of Prophet Muhammad is one and the same reality. This is the first quality. That Allah's love and Prophet's love should be taken as one love. Should be taken as one love, because this is one quality. Holy Prophet said, Salasun man kunna fiye wajada halawat al-iman. There are three qualities. And first quality is that Allah's love and Prophet's love should be taken as single love. And number two, second quality is wa yuhibbal mar'a la yuhibbuhu illa lillah. This is love of awliya and salihin. Because Holy Prophet's love has been mentioned with love of Allah. Then it is stated, second quality is that if you love a man, you should love him just for the sake of Allah. This is the second quality. So who has been referred here in second quality? Here is no mentioning of the love of Holy Prophet in second quality, because his love has already been mentioned in the first quality. It has been dealt with. It has been taken into account. It has been mentioned as huma, the both. So that matter is finished. Now in the second quality, it means other than Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you want to love a man other than Holy Prophet, and they are the awliya and salihin, you should love them for the sake of Allah. So it means now there are three loves which have become the signs of Iman, and which have become the conditions of Iman, and which have become the parts of Iman. Love of Allah and love of Holy Prophet ﷺ as a single love. And then love of Sahaba, love of Ahlul Bayt, love of Awliya, and love of Salihin. All loves of the pious people. This is the second quality of Iman. So it means that Iman requires the love of Awliya and Salihin. Love of Awliya and Salihin is the sign of Iman. It is not bid'ah. It is not shirk. It is not something against love of Almighty Allah. It is not something against Iman. Rather, it is the sign of Iman. It is the prerequisite of Iman. It is the basic condition of Iman. It is the part and parcel of Iman. It is what is necessarily required for the perfection of Iman, and for the taste of sweetness of Iman, and for the enjoyment of delight of Iman. Those who do not love awliya Allah, those who do not love the salihin, those who do not love the pious slaves of Allah, and those who do not love the pious servants of Allah, they do not love Allah, and they do not love the Prophet. Because love of awliya and salihin is the path to love of Muhammad and love of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Jalla Majduhu. This is the second love, love of awliya, and says that if you don't love awliya and salihin other than Holy Prophet, you don't taste the sweetness of Iman. And in other hadith it is stated, فَقَدْ وَجَدَ طَعْمَ الْإِيمَانِ. In another hadith stated, وَجَدَ طَعْمَ الْإِيمَانِ وَحَلَاوَتَهُ. Oh my dear brothers and sisters, be aware of the fact that there is a sweetness in Iman. You know, like the fruits, there are some food and fruits bitter taste, having bitter taste. Some has sweet taste. In the same way, there are some people whose Iman is bitter in taste, and there are some mu'mineen whose Iman is sweet in taste. Iman is Iman, but the tastes are different. And there is some fruits, mango, they are sour in taste. Almighty Allah is talking of this taste. Holy Prophet is mentioning about this taste. Don't you know the difference between various mangoes and apples? Am I right or wrong? There are sweet, there are sour, and there are tasteless. The same happens in banana. Maybe you are not aware of this difference because you live here. Only the good qualities of banana come here. Those who go to Pakistan and India and Bangladesh, you will know three kinds of tastes. We have been eating the banana of Sindh, tasteless banana. Big in volume, like this, no taste. Here Ishfaq Alam belongs to Sindh. Big in volume but no taste, banana of Sindh. This is the banana of Sindh. Same is the matter of apple. And in India it used to be Hari chal ka kela. Hari chal. The best and the sweetest in taste was the banana of Hari chal in India. Chitri wala kela. So there are differences in fruits, their taste. You buy this and you don't buy this. Then there are mangoes, some are sour, some are sweet, some are tasteless. But still they are mangoes. Name is the same. Name is same, but the tastes are different. Almighty Allah wants to explain to you, do you want the fruit of your iman sour? Or you want the fruit of your iman bitter? Or you want the fruit of your iman sweet? He says, if you want the fruit of iman sweet, then love my awliya. So love of awliya make the fruit of iman sweet. So there is taste of food. There is taste of food. Taste of eatables, taste of drinks. The next point which I want to explain, wajada ta'amal iman, wa wajada halawat al-iman, wa yazuku halawat al-iman. If somebody is ill, he is having temperature, 102, 103, malarial fever, typhoid, and he eats the sweet fruit, will he taste the sweetness? Tell me why. Fruit is sweet, but something is wrong inside. Hi. There is no problem with the fruit. Nothing is wrong in the fruit, it is sweet. One is eating and he is enjoying the taste, doing like this. Hi. Somebody is reciting the nasheed. I'm trying to explain the things. Somebody is reciting the nasheed of Mahbub. Somebody is reciting the nasheed and qualities of your Habib, of your beloved. One is just sitting like this. Other is doing like this. Why is this difference? He has no taste of iman and he is full of taste. He is tasting the sweetness of iman while hearing the words about the beautiful hair of his mahbub, beautiful eyes of his mahbub, beautiful cheeks of his mahbub, beautiful lips, rosy lips of his mahbub, beautiful words of his mahbub, how his mahbub walks around, beautiful height of his mahbub, the beautiful color of his mahbub. He is listening to him and he is tasting the sweetness. Why? Because something is inside. He is yazuku halawat al-iman, and al-iman huwa al-hubb. Iman is the muhabba. You have read from hadith. Iman is the muhabba. It is the love. And love is which is moving him like the branches of a tree. When the spring comes and beautiful winds come, then the trees and the plants and the branches, they move like the lovers move. Like lover move. A lover is moving. The other man is just sitting like a statue. What is wrong with him? The only thing is that he is unable, he is a sick person having temperature. He can't taste the sweetness. That's why he is not saying wah, 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 wah. His tongue, he can't taste. So he is forgivable. Don't abuse anyone. He is forgivable because he is ill. He is suffering from typhoid, from malaria fever.